Well, Diary of the Griever named John Weaver begins again on the laptop again. It is the day after Thanksgiving. The time index is, well, 2:35 in the morning. Broadcasting from Roseman, California. Yeah, we're not doing the moaning and groaning, but actually probably pissing in vinegars. It's one thing when you wake up in the morning and you're trying to feel like you've accomplished something, or maybe something's okay. And you wake up being pissed off as hell. Well, that's my station right now. Sleep deprivation, well, a good night's sleep would help. And grateful to a new machine that hopefully doesn't get it contaminated by the damn bugs. The old machine is broken down, spewing out crap that I was breathing into my lungs for a long while, making me suffocate a bit. The new machine seems to be working and handling its own. That's a good thing. I wish I could have been grateful and thankful for yesterday, or for anything else regarding it. Thanksgiving was supposed to be one of those kind of national holidays where we're supposed to be grateful and thankful for a lot of things. Only thing is, I couldn't feel that much gratitude anyway. Too much vinegar and piss coming out of me. And not to mention thinking about my family and, well, I'm sorry, what family? Oh, yeah, that's right. The ones that are already dead and gone already. Visit me once in a great while just to see if I'm still alive. And not to mention, I'm feeling ungrateful to the world because it doesn't recognize that I'm still existing or living. So it kind of sucks. Like I have to keep going out there, but it seems it's an ego situation I got here. It's not noticing that I'm still alive. It's noticing that I'm here, and the ego wants to be noticed. It wants the pain, it wants the agony. It wants to tell people how much of it's a pain in the ass it is, and how much of a pain in the ass it's going to be treating people because it doesn't recognize that I'm still alive and existing at this point. And since when did they ever actually notice? When did anybody else actually give a shit? We all have our individual lives. We're all running it. We're all trying to live it one way or another. Hang on a second. I'm going to do a strip search, strip DAC here. Good. That's better. It's got a little warmer outside, so I'm able to deal with life right now in life's terms. And have to deal with it. I have to. I've got no choice. I got life going to be dealing me out unless I happen to deal with it. And sometimes what I keep wondering and wanting at the same time is, am I actually going to be able to get anybody living in my lifetime with me? Or am I going to be the only solo act? And I'm not talking about just female companionship or male companionship. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about family. I'm talking about familia. I'm talking about people who actually give a shit about people, left and right. Family friends, one thing. If there are such a thing like family friends. And I know that very few people actually do care, but they just are focused on their lives. I could deal with that. A little acknowledgement every once in a while would be nice. Just to see if you're existing or not. The only way to try to do that is probably by social media. But if nobody gives a shit, especially if they're blood, well, then it feels like I'm out of their league. I'm out of their lives altogether. But then again, when the hell did I really matter? Let's see, when I had a grandmother a long time ago, wandering from place to place, when she could, telling stories about family in between. My brother and I would eat it up, but we had other family members who would be bored as hell. They're the same stories, and they got bored and jealous about it. So it's ingrained. Other family members who knew what was going on with my mother and my brother and me. Some actually cared about keeping track, and the others just went off her own, just didn't give her a shit. So when we started losing a grandmother, losing a connection to our our lineage, our history, our stories, our connections. And then you start losing all the major adults. The kids who are remaining afterwards to just say, fuck them. Fuck everybody. One way or another. So we never did see all that much. Or hear all that much. Or get in contact with all that much. To the point where, I could post shit out there and nobody gives a shit. Even if it's lineage or not. Nobody cares. Either they got me blocked or just don't give a shit. Hoping that I die off because I complain too much. And I have. I have to admit I've complained because nobody gives a shit. If anything was happening in the family here, Dave was still alive. Nobody contacted him all that much. Nobody. Not even his own side. He'd had to make the contacts with his own sister. And they hadn't contacted me at all. So, out. Dave is gone. I'm here. But I'm dead. Maybe. Maybe by the time I actually see this video and actually realize that if I was actually still alive or not, I probably will be dead. I'm not planning on dying today at the second. But if they actually did look through the archives, they probably realized that I had a hell of a lot of history about my family too. That could have been shared, but nobody gives shit. They were the cousins who actually supposedly cared enough. I know it's a thing or two, some of them. Or maybe even one or two. They got their own lives. They got their own things to go through. I know that. But it would have been nice if actually someone cared. But nobody did. So, hence, I'm dead. By the time this video is probably viewed, maybe months, years, decades. It's going to take them that long anyway. I still got stuff over here I need to get rid of. All the heirlooms are gone. Sold off. Or something. Pictures. I may designate someone to hold on to them for historical purposes. If they actually gave a shit about it. Someone down somewhere in the lineage. Just shove it by, just give it to them. Unmarked envelope or unmarked package. And just say, here. Remember us. Have all the videos I've got of everything. All the pictures. Digitized and undigitized, what's left of it. And say, this is us. Our memories are in your hands. And if you decide to dump them, well then, you dump them. You don't care. But then I'd be asking you, when I designated you, you're probably asking me, why should I care and why do you care? Because we wanted to be remembered. My family, my mother, my brother, my grandmother, my aunt, my great aunts and uncles, the cousins I've got in the pictures, not to mention friends that I've had in there, or what I thought was a family or friends. Yeah, it hurts, especially when you're not in communication with everybody, or constant communication, just to see how the hell you're doing. This is how I understand how some people are killing themselves left and right these days. This is how sometimes I can relate to those who are doing that final path, because nobody gives a shit. And when nobody gives a shit about this person who's about to commit to stay in final path, they're gone. They're history. Poof. They never existed. They never existed because nobody remembered. And if they didn't remember, did they ever exist? So maybe now is a number or a cream or number of ashes. Pauper's grave somewhere. If there was any history, it's gone. Person's gone. No matter how many messages or any indications left out there of telling people What was going on with their history? What was going on with their life? Why did they make this choice? Why did they come up to this particular point? And one of the reasons is nobody outside cared enough to see what the hell is going on. Except maybe if you're an official just doing a health and welfare check because maybe somebody's got a burr up their ass. After that, family doesn't care. Family doesn't matter anymore. And the thing is, to that one person, lineage matters. Family matters. Familia. People who are supposedly caring about each other. A unit of sorts. People watching each other's back, trying to take care of each other. Because besides this being mutually beneficial, it's supposed to be the right thing to do. But unfortunately, it isn't. It isn't. So now I got to deal with this. I got to deal with this. I got to deal with a reality check. The reality check right now, I'm dealing with bugs. But the bugs, I don't blame it on anybody else. Just probably somebody else who just imported them over to my apartment. And now I seem to be having a fiesta with these sons of bitches. But no, what I'm saying is, a person's peace of mind, well-being, connection, belonging, doesn't that matter? Doesn't that actually indicate that we should matter the most? You know, once in a while, once in a great Christmas card would have been a little helpful, a little nice. Christmas card that you see is the only thing I got from a family member a long time ago. Decade and a half ago, when the kids were young. Now the kids are growing up and already having kids. And the cousins are already grandparents. I'm out of their life. Never was part of their life. I had a grandmother. To them, it'd be the great-grandmother, the matriarch. They remember her, but they won't remember the family that took care of her until she died. And then, silence. I wouldn't care about the mother who took care of the grandmother, or the family, or anything else like that. And I mentioned it to the families, and they got pissed off at me and black sheeped. Still, nothing. Yeah, I still carry the resentment. I still carry that torch. And yeah, I do carry it. Ah! How's that grab you? Well, that was a roach. That was a very disgusting play, wasn't it? That's what I have to deal with. Dealing with a damn roach crawling around my damn mouth just when I'm taking a drink of water. That's what I have to deal with here. The roach war continues. It was God's way of trying to tell me to shut up. Or just something I still have to deal with, which is falling bugs. I don't blame the family for it. I blame somebody else's family for it. Only because I gotta deal with these bastards. And I have to keep them away. That way, I'm actually able to get things going in my life. See, I don't expect my family to care one way or another. What I do expect the family to care is whether or not if lineage is still followed. If actually you actually care about people because you care about lineage. Mine is going away. I'm last. My brother didn't have any relatives. My brother didn't have any siblings. Actually, he did have relatives in Texas. He did. They don't call. They don't call. They don't care. They don't bother. Even his own damn bloody sister. I mean, it would have been nice to actually get a Christmas card from anybody. Or to find out what the addresses are or anything else like that. Any connections. Any communications, zip. So yeah, this is my venting here. This is my venting of how family doesn't care about each other. And I got a dog here that's more connected to me as a family member than anything else. Two biological items here that matters more to me right now. Well, I suppose this is a bitch session, and every once in a great while I've got to bitch and gripe and vent and then tell the world how rotten the damn thing is, instead of being grateful and thankful about it. And on a national holiday, we're supposed to be grateful and thankful and demonstrate it and show that we actually had a meal with somebody else. And then yesterday, blew the opportunity with a friend, because I was feeling a depression, and I was feeling it a great deal, and nobody gave a shit. But my friend gave a shit. Problem is, taking me to one particular place that was actually going to be nailing my ass left and right. What happens? I wake up this morning, and I got to burp my ass, thinking about family goes on, but nobody gives a shit about mine, because mine fades away, and nobody cares. Except maybe for some of those who actually got to know my family within the past, 10, 15, 20 years, actually continue to keep in contact. And those who actually had been in contact for about 40, nearly 45 years, disappeared from my life. Utterly. No contact or nothing. As soon as we lose the matriarchs, that's it. Kids are gone. And it pisses me off. It saddens me and it angers me. So, I suppose this is going to be irrevocable at this point. I'm supposed to be making amends just to keep myself, in peace and in calm. So if I happen to go, I'll be going up to heaven without an anger issue. But leaving the damage behind at this point. Am I laughing about it? No. Because it shouldn't have to be this way in the first place. It's no wonder sometimes I'll see some of these people, and they're acting out their damn angers one way or another. Somehow they're pissed off at something or someone. Maybe I should have been a criminal psychologist. If I had that kind of aptitude about 30 plus years ago, maybe I would have. I would have taken over my uncle's spot as being a criminal psychologist. But the problem is, I'm not. I've just noticed. Starting to really notice some things. Some people are born crazy, or they actually had a hell of a lot of trauma in their life that have to act it out and still become the villain. Not because they're sick, because maybe they are a bit villainous in their heart, and they didn't give a shit about anybody else but themselves. Selfish, self-righteous. I know I could be that way. But the thing is, I can also emulate a bit of kindness, a bit of charity when it's needed, and especially when people need help. And if I can help, fine. I may be a pain in the ass and grumbling like crazy, but I can try helping. May not be worth much. To be part of something larger, to be part of something special, to be part of a larger mechanism of sorts. This one little cog is feeling out of sorts and out of place. You can't run something if you're just one cog. You can't procreate unless you have another cog to get another machine going. My machine's gone. My mother, my brother, gone. People I actually cared about. There was a family surrogate mother. A friend of the family who'd been with us for nearly most of my life, since I was 10. And I had a hell of a lot of respect and a lot of love for her and her family. But the family's disappeared. Incommunicado. Split. Everybody's got their own damn lives. And don't even bother to think about me from time to time. Nothing. Maybe one or two people. But everybody else, forget it. It's like, thanks a lot. Been trying to close to you as long while, and you're still strangers. So, even my family, my biological, are strangers. I don't care if they know me or not. They don't know me. They don't know me or my brother, but they claim they have. But they don't give a shit. That's the problem. I wanted to give a shit. I still wanted to give a shit concerning about a family, to be part of it, be along with it. You know, have support again. To feel like I belonged, I wanted. I got biologicals, don't give a shit. They have their own damn lives. The only argument is if they only known. Well, they known, but they didn't care. So, the next unlogical, or actually illogical thing to do is to be a villain. I'm not taking it. Because the other thing I would have to do, it will probably kill me more, is to absolutely drop kick every single connection I got with everybody and just be me. And that's going to be hurting too, because that's an anathema. To be part of something special, to be part of something greater, to be feeling like you belonged. That's all we want to be. That's all we want to be, is belonging with something or someone, or belonging. Family. Involved. The thing I regret living crap out of is I had to be the damn survivor. I couldn't have been the first one who died. Ma and David probably would have separated. If David had died a long time ago with that gunshot, yeah. He was so far in his damn drugs and alcohol at the point over here trying to cope with his own damn pain he had in the military and everything else being dumped on his ass. He couldn't deal with the shit. He self-destructed. But Ma and I didn't understand it. We threw his ass out in the street. And he comes back realizing what the hell happened. And he wants to make amends. And he wants to live. He still wants to be part of a family. And we put him back in. And after a while, he became my brother again. More so. He was realizing what he needed and missed. He wanted love. He wanted companionship. He wanted someone to be part of a life, a different family, married together. He didn't get that chance. He didn't get that opportunity. As far as I'm concerned, he didn't. He almost had it. But this one young lady died in his arms in the hospital. A lot of true love right there. Maybe they're married in soul, and maybe they're married in spirit. That's about it. When it comes out for the family, physical, forget it. All separated. All he wanted was to continue in a lineage. He screwed up on one particular situation that drained him dry and got me in trouble. And I never forgave this person. Never. I never forgave my brother or myself on this. Because getting stuck with someone that's going to be draining you dry like crazy. I know we're supposed to be making sacrifices at this point over here. But how long until we die and they're still stuck? It was selfish and self-centered in my part, but I wasn't going to be committed to anybody who's scamming me left and right and still battling out the eyes and say, please, please, please. Why am I the only one? Why am I the only schmuck that you have to keep going to? Because you're family. There could have been other people you could have gone to. And you're going to be doing this damn hook. No. I know it's supposed to be a lifetime for just one person and drop kick, gone forever. Because I didn't want this person in my life ruining my life at the same time. Maybe I don't know what family and sacrifice is entirely. Maybe I'm supposed to throw everything else to the altar and say this person is worthy of everything. Maybe I don't know that lesson concerning about the merchant and the pearl, because I wasn't paying the full price for that damn thing. My brother was, and I get dragged into it. I'm not sure if she was legitimate or not. What happens? Falls in love with some broad online. She's supposed to come over here, but she goes over to Nigeria and gets stuck there. And we're the only schmucks over there to help her out. And we threw every resource we had and everything else we had to borrow, beg, and steal. Still, it wasn't enough. We want more, 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 more. My brother would move to heaven and hell. He tried to. And damn near got himself destroyed over it. Maybe he still got love for that fictional character. I don't. Because all I see this person was destroying my brother. And that's still a resentment right there. Do I forgive her? No. My brother I'll forgive. I won't forgive her. Carolina Helen Thingvall was the name. She had a story that was unbelievable, unverifiable. My brother wanted a fairy tale, got himself a nightmare. And he died, and she was still over there, still pleading. Maybe she was legitimate, I'll never know. And if I happen to do it, I'm fucked. Because I don't think God's going to forgive me on this one. And maybe she was illegitimate. And if she was, then maybe I had good reason. But to hate her that much? That's the thing I still got to work on. Hating a hell of a lot of people. I couldn't be grateful and I couldn't be thankful. I could only be angry. There's nothing they can do to change the past. Acknowledge it's one thing. But if they can't acknowledge the damn thing, then what the fuck good are they anyway? Supposed to start new, start fresh. You have to acknowledge the old. You have to acknowledge the old shit before you can start off with the new. Otherwise, you're just gonna be repeating the same fucking mistakes all over and again. See, that's the problem. People keep forgetting history. I don't. I remember. God may be different. But he would also want people to forgive each other for the mistakes, what they've made, and start anew. And the problem with being in hell is you're constantly repeating those same damn mistakes. You're constantly remembering them over and over and over again until it becomes a mantra. You never get past it. You never see what the truth is because it's always covered up. It's always bullshit. No truth is recognized. Only the perpetual. A perpetual motion is constantly churning. The constant hate, the constant feelings of all the constant negative feelings. No matter how you try to define it, it's still there. No way for amendments, no way for forgiveness. Just keep reliving the same damn shit. That kind of sucks. I know because I'm subject to it. I am subject to it. One of the reasons why people keep drinking and using is to get past the damn pain. But the problem is they still have to acknowledge that shit happened. And once they acknowledge this shit happens and they actually realize what the truth is, what their part in the same situation is, they can move forward. I got a family that doesn't do that shit. I'm pointing it to them. They'll carry the bullshit, and they won't give a shit about what happened in the past. They're not going to even admit it. And if they do, nobody else is checking with me about it. Nobody else wants to talk to me about it. Nobody. And it sucks. No matter how many times I would probably say this shit out there. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They don't even want to acknowledge it. They don't even want to deal with me at all in any way, shape, or form. Bury it alive. I hate to tell these assholes, but in the spirit world, everything is under scrutiny. Our lives, our past, our present. The future is dependent upon those things. It's what we're building on for the future. We don't even realize it. The past is what we've been living through, our experiences, our anger, our feelings, our love, and our hatred. How we treated others and how they treated us. Back and forth. What we've done and what was done. What we've done to people and what they've done to us. In any way, shape, or form. It's the past. It's the history. It's the memories. It's the stories told. It's the facts checked and proved. It's lineage. You have to acknowledge that shit. Because that's the basis right there. And then you have to make the decision whether or not, if you're going to be moving forward at this point over here, besides acknowledging it and it happened, they'll say, well, then what do you want us to do about it? We can't change the past. No. You learn from all the damn mistakes. And once you understand what the hell happened, then you say, okay, shall we move forward without making these kind of mistakes? We'll be making new mistakes at this point. But hopefully at the same time once they're going to be killing us left and right. Because if we keep forgetting history, then we keep repeating the same damn shit over and over again. It's a perpetual cycle that you never see past. All of our anger, all of our venting, all of our everything else that we've got in front, like, ah! It's always being repeated. It's always being regurgitated and cycled. It never grows except more and more problems and more anger to be fed in this damn machine. To the point where everything else doesn't matter anymore. Any chance of healing, any chance of forgiveness, amends, anything, gone. Of course, in the religious aspects, it's a different story altogether, that you have to relinquish all that shit and just say, I want to start fresh, I want to start anew, I want to start spring, but not in the damn crap you got right there. It has to be good, better soil than that, according to the metaphors used left and right. The reasons why I do these videos. It has to be accountability. It has to be a record. There has to be. Then after that, then what? Do I still hold them accountable to the past at this point over here? Not unless we have it reconciled. It's like trying to do your accounting books left and right. Once you get it 1 year reconciled, everything's balanced out and everything else taken care of. Move on, move on, move on. Of course you have it for backup records, just in case if something happened in the previous. That you have to have something to look at and see what the hell happened. And see the trail. When it comes to our own souls, when it comes out of our own memories, when it comes out of our own well-being at this point over here. This is in the view of 12-step recovery programs that we have to make amends. In order for us to do that, we have to make an accounting. We have to make a ledger. We have to fill out exactly what the hell we have done. What the hell we've done. And what would be the possible solution at this point. And once we have that, once we have the solution, are we ready to implement? Are we ready to make amends to those people? It doesn't matter what they've done to us. It doesn't matter what they've done to us, because as long as we're finding our own shit, they can say whatever the hell they want. We'll forgive you. Or they can say kiss off. Write it off. Write it off as a bad expense. And move on. It hurts like hell. Because we'd rather hear that they forgive us. But the question is, have we forgiven them, and have we forgiven ourselves at this point? And in dealing with a hell of a lot of anger and a lot of grief and a lot of venting out and seeing what we're seeing through our own damn clotted and bloody eyes. We've already been nailed in the face so many damn times it's not even funny. We are our own worst pugilists. We beat each other up like crazy. We're not beating the other guy up. We're beating ourselves up left and right. We're increasing the damn frustration level. We're increasing the level where the other guy is still the sore loser and still is the enemy, and we still have to beat him up by killing ourselves in the process. Isn't that wonderful logic right there? So imagine hating a family. Hating a family. And this family's legitimate right here. Cousins. Every one of the generations who keep growing up under the same damn stories and keep repeating over and over again, or don't even say anything about what happened. And sometimes my generation and my story, my life, I don't know what they've seen and what they've heard. And if I know anything, some of the things I am clueless on. I'm clueless. Unless I know the whole damn story, I'm only going by chunks of what I know. And if I was going to be being a historian at this point over here, I need to know all the damn facts, as much as information I can get. Because it tells me a bigger story. In order to be a story writer, you got to have all the damn things necessary to make a great story. To tell a great story, to write a great story, to live a great story. And sometimes we're not seeing the bigger picture. We're only seeing, if we're going to be putting a stage metaphor here, putting ourselves on a stage, we get a spotlight in front of our face, and we're supposed to be giving out our lines. We don't know the entire damn play because we haven't got the damn script. And we don't know how the people are reacting in the audience unless we join them in the first place to see what the hell's going on and see the next feel up there, but we're not seeing ourselves there. We're seeing somebody else, something else. We're trying to catch all the picture. And sometimes we can't even hear it in the background because it's full of crap. We don't know the entire damn story. And we're not supposed to. But we only know our damn chunk over here, and if we don't like it, we're pissed off about it. I know I am. I still am. I still hate being excluded from a family that's supposed to be part of my lineage. I vent. I vent at them for not having me in their lives. But they don't want me in their lives. They chose not to. And that's also on me. Because I want to be part of something like that. I want to be part of something larger than me. And if people cannot understand it, can't understand any damn thing except what they're understanding on their own point of view, their own limited tunnel vision, not a wider perspective. Doesn't make me perfect, the absolute angel at this point. I'm not. I'm one screwed up human being who was a child acting out, wanting stability. And if I can't get the stability one way or another, I'll probably be acting out, screaming, yelling my heads off and blaming people for it, including my biologics. Doesn't matter. I'll blame them because they haven't put me in their family. put me, as in I am the center of the universe. You haven't done anything to me about it. So as I said before, this is a venting. This is me getting the shit off of my chest. There are choices made that I'm powerless over. There are choices and decisions made I am completely powerless and out of the equation. About how it's affecting me one way or another. Thinking I'm part of their lives and their family, and then suddenly I'm no longer. And it hurts. And the hard part is trying to make amends and trying to find a peace on this shit. Because I'm making war on this damn thing. And I see myself being bloodied on this. But not the ones throwing the hits. I am. I am hitting myself with my fist and I'm bloodying myself up like crazy. Because I'm trying to get a response out of these people one way or another. Everyone's got their own damn lives to live. They got their own choices whether or not they're going to be including people in their lives or not. But when it comes down for the egocentric, the thinking he's the solid universe and everybody else is just nothing. See, that's the problem. I still have to recognize that in myself. I still have to recognize that I am a control freak. I am an egomaniac. I matter. And maybe that's also a misconception concerning about the people who commit suicide or trying to get the attention at this point because they want to feel mattered. They want to know that they are mattered. They want to know that they actually give a shit. People actually give a shit about them. They want to know if they care, if people actually care about them. And the thing is, I know my family, my biologics don't. My brother's side doesn't. That's the thing that keeps causing more and more of the pain, is when we recognize more and more that people don't want you in their lives anymore. For whatever fucking reason. And sometimes it's not even your fault. It's on theirs, not yours. Because if they're living with whatever kind of information they got, maybe faulty or not, and they don't even want to bother it. They don't want to bother it. They want to bury it alive like the worms they are. So as people die, the story dies, they don't give a shit. They're happy. That's the same way I feel about every one of my damn biologics. Anybody connected with what I call the Cameron clan, one way or another, don't give a shit. But we didn't know. We didn't know. You didn't give a shit either to bother and investigate. You didn't want to know. So if I happen to pass away, nobody gives a shit. We're coming back to that circle again. Now here's the question. Do I forgive them for being ignorant, arrogant assholes? I call it on them. I'm not perfect. I'm probably going to hell. Because I'm probably carrying a hell of a lot of anger and a lot of resentment that should have been taken care of in the mortal life in the first place. But if I can't get that damn thing resolved, the only thing I'm going to have to keep trying to do is find a way not to go crazy on them and not to go insane on her. And just thinking that karma will have their ass. And if it doesn't, it's still not my call. It's not mine. Because there'll be a hell of a lot of regrets on this damn situation. A hell of a lot of regret. And I'm already regretting the living crap out of this damn thing, alright? I've been regretting this damn thing for a hell of a long while. I fought them. Not the kids, the adults. I don't give a shit. They don't care. They don't want to care. I'm too much of a whiner baby. I'm a guy carrying a hell of a lot of resentments and anger at this point over here. They don't want to deal with me. They don't want to deal with any kind of misconceptions. Nothing to do with me. Just shut me out. I blew up at them over a decade and a half ago, dealing with the moss situation I had. Slowly dying. Nobody gave a shit. Nobody came over. Nobody called on nothing. But because of certain things happened in the previous past, I mean, you talking about carrying a resentment like crazy. And you're talking about misinformation at this point over here. Whatever the hell was going on their side, it wasn't even being communicated left and right. But then again, did we ever communicate that shit over to them in the first place? As I said before, miscommunications. But nobody gives a shit. Nobody wants to study the history. Nobody wants to understand it because they realize how too much the pain. They don't want to deal with the pain. They don't want to be buried alive. Okay, bury them alive like the worms they are. Didn't realize that some of the actions that they've taken hurts people. They don't think. Even the actions I took, I knew was hurting. I'm demonstrating hurt to them. Pain, anger, confusion. There should have been communications, but there wasn't. Nobody gives shits. So, when I go, that's it. The only thing left are the logs. Whatever I say, that's it. There's no other counting. There's no other countering it because there's no way of communicating with an image. When you're alive, it's one thing because then you can try getting things resolved. But this is the final way. You cannot resolve this. You're done. You're gone. Your history. Your lineage lost all the information necessary to figure out what the hell's going on. So you just wipe the whole damn history out and say, okay, that's it. The afterlife remembers. Memories are carried up or carried down. I'd much preferred if we had everything else out in the open. If we could try finding out what the hell happened on both sides. All the miscommunication, all the yelling, all the screaming, everything else, all the pain, superfluous. Facts matter. Not construed, but just looking at the situation. We got different points of view. We got different kaleidoscopes looking at the same damn object. As I said before in my other videos, it's regarding the prism effect. You put a white light and it's reflected in many colors. But combine them, you still get the white light. That's science. It should be the same way regarding our lives. But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. History gets screwed over. History gets rewritten. History gets buried alive. Nobody knows. Except the spirit realm. Where we have to take everything we knew and learned and everything we've done, directly or indirectly. We got to take it all with us. We all got to be judged accordingly on this. And I could continue on with the damn blaming left and right and blaming everybody else. I have to keep coming to the realization it's their choice. It's my biologic's choice of not keeping track of everybody, of caring about anybody except their own areas. Again, probably some of the reasons why people kill themselves. Because they feel nobody gives a shit except for strangers. Externals who are outside the damn realm of what was going on. We want the family, we want the people that have hurt us to know how much we're hurting. To know how much things hurt. And how things got misconstrued. But there can't be any repair jobs unless we understand. But you refuse to understand, guess what? You still got to deal with it and rectify it in the spirit realm. And I'm okay with that. Doesn't mean I'm committing suicide right now or in the future. But it means I have to reconcile it. I have to reconcile my books. Reconcile my life in a way. Not by hiding the numbers, but by showing them. And if there are going to be outstanding balances at this point in my ledger book, I'll have outstanding balances. I'll have those people, I'll have those events, those things right there to be demonstrated. Nothing else I could say or do at this point. People want, people want. They'll be asking me, what do I want? Originally, I wanted a family. I wanted to care. I wanted too damn much. And losing my own family was everything to me. Besides losing history of things I never knew about my mother and my brother, gone forever, except in the spirit realm. We take everything with us, except the material objects. We take everything of ourselves, our past and our present, our memories, our hurts, our pains, the ones that we've inflicted upon, and the ones that have been inflicted upon us. Everything. Everything's held accountable. Everything is out in the open. And I'd rather be it that way. If there was a way right now of having an accountability book right here in front of my face, I would flip through every damn page and see where I was wrong. Then I have to find a way to admit to it and see what my problem was, where my mistakes were, where my choices were made that may have extenuated far beyond. See, sometimes I like understanding other philosophies and points of views, including when it comes down for Zen, a Zen garden. We can see cause and effect in a two-dimensional action here, or three-dimensional actually. There was Japanese gardens over at the Tillman Water Plant at San Fernando Valley. And the Japanese gardens have this wonderful Zen thing going on over there. Zen gardens. You can sit there and stare at it. And try to contemplate it. It's easy enough. All you can do is just do your own damn thing on this computer and just be mesmerized by the computer animations. I take a picture of it every once in a great while just to understand cause and effect. And you have to open your mind to it. And then apply that logic. Apply that to what's happened in your life. Where was the center of it? Were you dealing with the after effects that are ripples? Or were you the center causing the problem? It's hard for people to understand and acknowledge this because this is the strongest shit that people's ever gone through, and they're afraid of it. They're afraid of themselves. They're afraid of the truth, whatever it may be. I'm not going to be afraid of the truth. I'm not afraid of the truth. And if it's misconstrued, then I need to know. I want to know. I have to know. If there were mistakes I've made, if I can make amends, I would. But if I can't, I have to acknowledge it and move on. But the thing is, acknowledge. Bloodline doesn't. Bloodline doesn't give a shit. Either does the so-called surrogate family. If I had done anything to harm, I have to make amends for my own portion of it, my own part in it. I guess in a way I'm still trying to find out if there's something I can do to salvage a family or two out of it for my own peace of mind and my own security. Because to me, family's important. Regardless of all the damn shit we've done to each other, family's important. Family matters. And yes, a lot of mistakes have happened. And yes, they keep being relived again and again. Because we do not want to forget, but we also have to forgive. We have to forgive. If we cannot forgive, then what the hell are we doing? I can't tell you. I don't know. But for right now, it's the only thing I can do. Videos like this are also cathartic. Videos like this are cathartic because they matter. Videos like this matter. Can't argue with it because it's presented. You can try arguing with it. Try finding the owner if you could and argue with them. Make another video. Or make your own video to counteract it. Your choices. But if this actually is going to be lasting longer than I am, or will be, the information's out there. Do I forgive my bloodline for the actions they've done? I have to fight it in my heart to do so because I still want a family. So what's the price? Bury things alive and pretend things happen? I can't do that. I might as well lose every one of the bloodline. Even a surrogate. For my own peace of mind. But it doesn't mean I'm not going upstairs with a hell of a lot of regret, because I will be. Because there was no reconciliation. There was no balancing of the books. There was no taking care of anything or anybody. Nobody gave a shit. So I don't know whether or not to be angry about it or have a lot of regrets. Probably regrets. I regret things happened in the past that we can't fix. That have already been done already. But I regret more that we have to keep burying the information alive like the worm is without looking at it and examining it and understanding. Mistakes were made. If we can't acknowledge that, we can't go forward. But that's the choice, isn't it? You want to go forward, or you're going to be stuck in stupid. I need the information. I need the information. I want the information. I want to know what the hell happened on their point of view. I need to know. But if I can't get it, then I'm stuck with what I've got and what I know. And when I'm upstairs, it's way too late to make any changes at this point. It's way too late to make reconciliation. It's done. It's gone. It's history. Because the decisions made here on Earth in mortality. That's what matters. And if we can't change that, if we can't change that at all, one way or another, we're no damn good to anybody else. And no, that's not a good reason to kill ourselves either. Be angry at ourselves. Live with a hell of a lot of regrets. A lot of resentments. So before, I'm not planning on dying yet, one way or another. I'm not planning on killing myself with a hell of a lot of anger and regret and just, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that to kill myself. I'm being a pugilist. I'm going to beat myself up to death. Fuck it. See, I let it go right now as it is. I can't change the past. I can't make them change the past. There's no way. I can't make them acknowledge that the mistakes they've made with my family and not mine with theirs. Even to the surrogate family that we thought we were close with. I said we. Include the spirit of my mother and my brother. I probably have more reconciliation upstairs than I do right now. Said before, without the right information, the point of view is skewed left and right. Without understanding, there's nothing. So I'll be going in blank. But with a hell of a lot of regrets. Because things weren't fixed and corrected down here. And that's the hardest part about this one, isn't it? To acknowledge it. That there was an avenue, but I was lost. By the time this video is found, by the time this particular video is found, it's way too late to make those kind of changes. That's a regret I have to live with for the rest of my life and my existence. I'm not perfect. Claim I never was perfect. Maybe God made me perfect originally. He never makes mistakes. We humans screw things up. We're the ones who have to go back to the Creator with our own damn broken bodies and our broken hearts and our broken souls of all the things we screwed over, all the people we've harmed. We hold on to the pain of the people that have harmed us, and then we plead retribution and anger and vengeance. Do we actually need that? Do I need that right now as it is? Do I want that right now? This is the longest fucking video I'm doing right now, just getting this shit off my chest, but I have to. It's for my own damn peace of mind. If I have to say it on record, I'll say it on record. A family that helped raise me back in the 76. The Reeve family. I still love them with all my heart. Love the mothers. I love the brothers, the sisters, even the kids. Part of my family, part of me. Regardless of whatever happened. Regarding the Cameron clan, of all sorts, of all connections. Without you guys acknowledging what the hell happened and dealing with the damn pain and reconciliation, it's going to be on your ass. Not mine, because you already lost it. Forgive your asses, yes. Forget? Nope. Regret? Yes, I do. Losing all the chances. Losing everything we've tried. The Camerons that live out in San Diego County. Marietta and El Cajon. One's a therapist. And the other was a cop. Let's just say it to their family. There could have been, there should have been a long time ago. Reconciliation. Acknowledgments and moving on. They don't want to deal with the pain, anger, and anything else. It's on them, not me now. I have to be at peace with it. They want to deal with the shadows. That's on them, not me. I have no control over it. Lost the chance of communications a long time ago. And being shut off. To the Gilbraith, I wish your connection was more tighter. But it wasn't. Never was. And if it was, we sure as hell don't know it. We never had a chance. We never had a chance to acknowledge each other. We never had a chance to be part of a family, and it sucks. To the Shaws, back in Texas. I know there's a lot of Shaws out there. My brother's name was David Worth Shaw. His father's name was Harry Shaw. It's the only two things I know about. My brother had stepbrothers, different marriages from Harry Shaw. He had many wives. He had many lives. He had many children. My brother had a biological sister, actually a stepsister, but still a sister to him, on the father's side. I just wish that I could have been more in contact with the Shaws all this time. I regret it. I regret we both lost communications with each other. Could have been a tighter bond. I regret a lot of things. I had lived the life I thought I wanted. I lived the life I had. I had people at one time who loved me and I loved them back. I had a lot of things that tested me and made me scared, fearful, and angry and frustrated. But I had things that made me challenged. And I took them. I'm old and broken mentally and physically. But I'm still not ready to go yet. I'm still fighting. Fighting to still make a life for myself, what's left of it. Fighting to make a difference on someone or something. A little small epoch in the corner of history. Not for posterity, not for ego, just if I can make a difference in someone else's lives. I probably had, didn't even realize it. And once that's happened, at least I'm able to feel like I've done something good in my life. Then maybe I can feel happy about that when I go. Till then, I deal with what is. I woke up, a little bit of anger, a little bit of frustration. Didn't even realize it. You have to go on this journey. Long ass hour, fucking long journey. That's alright. Shit happens. But this is going to be a hell of a storage problem anyway on the damn drives. It'll take that long. Meanwhile, it's still time to go back to bed. It's only about almost 4 o'clock in the fucking morning, about 10 more minutes. Some people are going out to work. I gotta go back to bed and sleep. So for right now, on this particular date, the day after Thanksgiving, I give reflection. I'm not being tranquil about it. I'm not being anything else but just being reflective of what my life was and has been. I don't know what will be. I have to deal with things on a day by day, minute by minute. Sometimes I'm influenced, other times I'm not. But I have to get this shit out because otherwise, if not, I'm really fucked. Signing out.